Welcome to the Era of the J podcast. I'm your host, Laser.
This is Joe. All right, we got a ton to cover this week. A ton of big news drops. We got Russell Wilson going to the Broncos. We got Calvin Ridley getting suspended. We got the Packers still stacked. Tons of stuff to cover this week. So right off the bat, so the earliest news this week was the Calvin Ridley incident. So basically, Calvin Ridley got caught sports betting on his own game. And he's been suspended for a while. I don't remember the exact amount of time. What was the exact?
At least the entire next season.
Right, for the whole season.
Right.
Which is kind of insane. But
a long time.
Right. So a lot of people are really outraged about this. So a big argument that I've seen a lot of is basically is that all these other players who have done, bad stuff, whether it's sexual harassment or abuse or all that stuff, they've been suspended for maybe a maximum of 4 games. And this guy, for betting, gets suspended for a whole fucking season. Okay, so on the surface, this seems like a very solid argument because you have people who did actual assault, and so you have people who did actual assault, and they're getting 4-game, 5-game suspensions, and this guy does sports betting, and he's getting suspended for a whole season. So
right, that does seem bullshit.
On the surface, it seems bullshit, but could an argument be made that the crime he did would involve the game itself? So he's betting on his own games, so therefore that you're doing something you're doing something that might interfere with the actual game you're playing, as opposed to what you do after the game's over in your personal life. I'm not saying that's okay. Obviously, if you're committing severe crimes out off the field, that's a problem. You should get suspended. But couldn't an argument be made that the suspension for crimes or crimes, so to speak, involving the game is more severe?
Could be. But regardless, even if you're gonna give more for an on-the-game tampering, I would say something like this: a crime would be a suspension, but a long suspension, not 3 games. That would be a season if you're in court for rape or something like that, or something like extreme. Then you get banned for a season, and then if you tamper with the game, you're banned for life. That's how I would do personally.
So what penalty would you give Calvin Ridley?
Banned. You're done. You're out
for life.
Yes. And the reason why I say this is that
so what you want is that sexual crimes or whatever, that's 1 season.
Well, if you're
interfering with the game is life.
Big Ben is a season. Ezekiel Elliott got the right amount, maybe less. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Right. No. So probably I do agree with you that the crimes for obviously the penalties for sexual assault should be a little longer than 4 games.
Yeah. 4
especially
games
if the guy who smoked weed got how long was that?
Was it a season?
Yeah, fuck.
Jeff Gordon got a ton for I think he's banned because he got suspended so many times for drugs.
But okay, see, life, dude. I don't know about that.
Well, here, this is why I say this is because in gambling, it's a very easy thing for players to get away with just betting on games. It's very easy. You just get your friend to bet for you, and it's that simple. Or if you want to go more want to go more intense or whatever, more secret, you can just use an illegal website. There are plenty of ways of getting away with it. This is most likely, this has been going on for years. Calvin Ridley is for sure not the only guy, and even before online betting was so mainstream, I'm sure players have been betting. There's an entire documentary about in the 80s about how much betting affected the NFL with owners betting on games. And I'm sure games have been tampered with because of these bets. I'm sure things have already happened. And you need to send a message because it is so easy for players to just make a bet and then screw up their team. And I feel like this is a problem that is a huge concern, especially having a team literally situated in Vegas, the betting capital of the world. And you need to make a statement, and you need to shut it down today. You need to end it, and the way to end it is you ban him.
Well, you think this illegal betting is embedded deep within the NFL?
Yeah, you'll be surprised.
How much of an effect has it had on
all sports? I don't even want to talk about it. It's too annoying. It's upsetting. But in all sports, there have been cases.
Have there been big time losses that were because of betting?
I mean, well, obviously the early stuff in baseball, like Pete Rose for sure. Even earlier, the White Sox.
Okay, I mean, yeah, obviously like Pete Rose or whatever.
There were those situations.
Have there been like big?
There was the World Series where the Braves played the Yankees. There was like this mob boss who bet on the game. And he went on a radio show, and it was like the Braves were like up in the series. I forgot which team won it, but like let's say I think the Yankees won, and the Braves were up at the time. And he went on a radio show and he's like, "Yeah, don't worry, the Yankees will win it in 7. We'll win it in 7." And then the Yankees actually ended up winning in 7.
That's not exactly what I meant. So what I meant is like, are there games that like we don't know that have been like?
Yeah, for sure. I think for sure.
Like big time losses, like a big playoff loss that have been screwed up. This is like conspiracy right now.
I don't think it's like a conspiracy. I'm not saying that 5G cell towers are evil or like all birds in the world are robots. Those are crazy. This is just like logic. Like, why would this not happen?
Because people who play football care about like the game.
If you're like a third string guy, you can easily get away with this.
How is a third string guy gonna like throw a game for a whole team?
You like play on special teams, you make jack, and you get 1 punt return. And you just muff it.
You're telling me like all these guys sacrifice their integrity, dude? Come on.
There are plenty of guys who have sacrificed their integrity.
I get it. Okay. Yeah, I know. That's the thing.
Is it that crazy?
Okay, I'm not shocked that like people would do that for money. I guess I like to believe that sports players appreciate like the integrity of the sport they're playing.
I'm sure 90% of them do, but I'm sure there are those who don't. And those could play a huge effect.
It's not like freaking government. Like I get it. If you tell me that like like the people in the government were doing like weird shit. Okay.
Right.
I get it. But like, I like to think that sports players like respect the game.
You think that 100% of
not 100%, but you're saying it's like this huge deal and like,
yeah, because
it's like a plague, like rotting.
I'm not saying it's every single game is tampered with. I'm saying there has for sure been at least, I would say at least 2 of these titles are fake, or at least
Super Bowl.
At least one game a year is probably.
Which Super Bowls?
I don't know which ones. I mean,
you're saying you assume that at least 2 of like recent Super Bowls have been like tampered with.
What? I think so. I think there has been a huge history of tampering for sure. There's no way there hasn't been. Like, why wouldn't there? Like,
I mean, I guess
you think that 100% of players had integrity.
No, I don't say 100%. I mean, again, I'm probably wrong because
it takes one.
I'm probably wrong because probably everyone's cheating in one way or another anyway, and like, yeah, I don't know. Right. Like, teams cheat all the time. It's just a question of getting caught or not.
Right.
But that's another bummer though. Like, I mean, cheating's a little different because like you want to win.
Like there was that AFC championship game, the Jaguars Patriots. Rewatched that game. It's a little bit sketchy. The ref literally
sketchy? The ref?
Literally the ref's like high-fiving Brady after he threw a touchdown and hugging him. And it was kind of sketchy. That was a weird game.
I mean, but did that like alter the outcome of the game? Like
the refs being sketchy?
Yeah.
There were some calls there was a couple at the end in the fourth quarter. There were a couple of BS calls. Look at the highlights.
Is that enough to change the result of the game?
I believe so. I believe there was like a PI call that was.
What does it do? Like what? So like what that would do with giving the refs money or like what?
Something like that. I'm not sure. I don't have like
seriously,
cases that I know of.
The GOAT had to give the refs money.
No, I'm saying like
who was paying the refs?
Let's say there's some guy who's like, let's see, maybe the ref himself is like, yeah, I can put $100K in this game. Let me just ask my friend. I'll get like 5 friends.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I'll get 5 friends, so I won't get put on the spectrum. I'll get like 5 friends who will make bets for me, and then I can just go in this game and just fix it. It's that easy. It's
okay,
not that hard.
You know what? Okay. Look, I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't put it past people. I guess I just like to believe that the people in the NFL respect sports.
It's the same thing with baseball with the Astros scandal. Everyone's freaking out like the Astros are the ones cheating and they're the ones screwing over the game. And I'm like,
no, they're the ones who got caught.
Don't get mad at the Astros. Yeah, they're the ones who got caught. Everyone was doing this.
Okay, I guess
the Dodgers, the Yankees, the Red Sox, everyone was doing this.
I guess what I'm trying to say is like, there's a reason people turn to sports.
All right.
Because in a world that's chaotic and unpredictable and all that stuff, sports is something structured. Where sports you like to believe is like in the game itself, right? Mm-hmm. Everyone has to follow the rules, right? No one's bullshitting you, right? There's no like no one's better than the other. Right. Everyone gets a fair chance at the game, kind of like you ever watch Squid Game?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like everyone gets a fair chance at the game, right? It's structured and everyone follows the rules, and nobody's above the rules. And so I just like to believe that the players who play this game respect that. That's the huge aspect of
believe
the
what
game.
you want. I would just be shocked if it came out if there was never a game tampered before, other than the ones we know of. I would be shocked. That's all
maybe cheating is probably happening a lot more than we think, but this gambling thing, I'm not sure. I don't know.
Just wait. I just want to point out for a second, like how stupid Calvin Ridley is. Number one, to get caught, he used his own account on a legal website. Like, what is he doing?
Okay,
It's so much easier than that. You can easily get away with that. He bet $550K and he lost $10 million at least. He lost his $10 million.
So
contract.
he lost the bet and then he got suspended.
He lost the bet and then the suspension. And with the suspension, he lost $10 million. So for $550K, he lost at least $10 million, probably even more, because I don't know if he'll ever play again. And he for sure won't make the same amount of money. So
okay, so you're saying that the NFL should ban him for life?
Yes, and send a message
as a statement, not because he deserves it, but as a statement.
No, he definitely doesn't deserve it because he didn't. For what he was caught for, he was only caught for betting on his team to win. So like, really, there isn't really a problem with that. Just you need a statement. You need to say you're a player. You cannot gamble.
Should Pete Rose be in the Hall of Fame?
Yes. You're saying it's hypocritical.
Shouldn't baseball make a statement?
They've been making a statement for like 70 years. Enough is enough. You have the most BS Hall of Fame out there. Like your best hitters, Pete Rose and Barry Bonds, are both not in it. What type of Hall of Fame is that? I'm sorry. Like for the integrity of your Hall of Fame, you should have the best players.
Gambling is not tolerated, man.
Yes, gambling is not tolerated, but once like the guy's like 70 years retired.
Okay, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. We got to move on.
We got to talk about the huge news today. I just want to talk about the Packers for a bit. I think a lot of guys are complaining like, "Whoa, what are you doing? You're giving Aaron Rodgers like so much money."
It's a lot of fucking money.
If you didn't hear, Aaron Rodgers today signed an extension, 4 years, $200 million. That's the biggest contract in NFL history. $50 million annually.
Dude,
so, a lot of guys are extremely upset. Like, what are you doing giving all this money? He's going to be so old. What I'm saying is, I think that was the smartest decision. And
I don't think he's not going to peter out.
It is a move of the offseason. Not because of, I'm not saying in 4 years it probably will look really bad. But the reason why is because just look at the NFC. The NFC right now is the worst it's ever been. TikTok this. The NFC right now is the worst it's ever been in a while. Breeze is retired and gone. There's no more Saints as a threat. Cam Newton is can't do anything anymore. He's gonna retire soon.
And
he's not a
Russ
threat.
is gone.
Yeah, we'll keep on. Of course, the Falcons suck now. Matt Ryan's era with the Falcons is over. No more MVP Matt Ryan. The Cowboys are shedding cap. They already released Amari Cooper. They're probably gonna trade. After winning a chip and like they're gonna lose some guys and they're just gonna be more chilled. But right, the Rams are gonna be more relaxed and it's just gonna be right. There's not gonna be that much of an intense season, and especially with Matthew Stafford, I do not trust him to be clutch back-to-back years. Being clutch for 1 year is big enough for him. So I think they're just I wouldn't view them as that big of a threat even. The Cardinals are a dumpster fire. Kyler Murray wants out, and there's like beef everywhere.
I mean, no, but
I don't know.
I mean, they're gonna figure it out, and then what?
I don't think so.
They're not. Oh god.
I think it's gonna be a weird season. It's gonna be long for them.
That means the Packers get the NFC.
Russell Wilson is gone out of Seattle, so they're gone. There's literally essentially no huge threat. Brady's gone for now. I mean, there's literally no huge threat in that league. It's like it's all Aaron Rodgers. He owns it. This is gonna be a cruise. And this is the year to pounce. This is the year to go all in. You keep your core of Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers. Fuck the future. This is your year Super Bowl appearance, like almost guaranteed. I just don't see this huge threat.
Okay, but is it a guaranteed Super Bowl win?
Is it a guaranteed Super Bowl win? And once you're there, anything's possible. Is it a guaranteed win? Probably not. There's actually a competition in the AFC. The AFC is crazy stacked. We'll get there in a second. But the NFC is theirs. Just walk through. You're not going to get this opportunity again. Aaron Rodgers, if you don't win a Super Bowl this year,
do you think he has any?
If you don't at least make it Aaron Rodgers, there's problems. Then you are a choker. You're James Harden. You're a choker.
Okay. But does Rodgers have any gas after this next season?
Huh? What?
Does he have any gas left in him after this upcoming season?
He could deteriorate or crash, but to me, it's worth getting the money. $200 million for a ring, I would take it.
Yeah. All right, yeah.
Like, what else are you spending that money on? Like, this is the best investment you can make to win a chip now. That's all. That's all I would say about the trade. Okay. I think it's, even though you gave up a lot, it's worth it to me. You have anything else?
No, I mean, Packers are still stacked, and I mean, you know, if it's not snowing and they don't have to play Garoppolo, then
yeah, as long as they don't have to play the 49ers. Even with that rookie QB and stuff, like as long as
I think you told me, I agree with what you said before. You told me before that Aaron Rodgers is people think he's a choker, but you don't really think so.
I don't think that's so true. I mean, he hasn't really shown anything that's been like choking really. Like this year,
why have the Packers just not?
Well, I mean, we can just break through it. We can go through his entire career. I mean, first 3 years obviously, and then since 2013 when he won his ring. And since then, there was 2013, like 2011, like 2010, 2011. Basically, yeah. So since then, there's been there's the Kaepernick 49ers who are like awesome,
right? The
Russell Wilson Seahawks who were awesome. Like those were hard teams to get by. And then like after that, you had he hasn't been choking. He's been making it close, and then just like either he hasn't had the best team. He had like those 2 years where he missed the playoffs, or either he was hurt or his team wasn't that good. And then there was like the recent years where he's not really choking, just playing better teams. Like it happens.
Okay. They lost. And then obviously there was that killer game against Brady, but
right.
That was a close game. No,
they should have won. They had that 4th and goal, and they decided to kick a field goal, even though a field goal did nothing for them. Matt LaFleur lost that game. I wouldn't say that Aaron Rodgers lost that one. But yeah, and then there's the other news today, which I was shocked. Yeah, I'm wrong. I said last week I don't think Russell Wilson's going anywhere. I was wrong. Yeah, he gets moved to Denver, which I feel like it's pretty funny how Denver was like all in on Rodgers, and they were able to just go like clockwork, be like, okay, Rodgers gone, okay, great, Russell Wilson come. Like that was a pretty quick transition for them.
Okay, so a lot of questions here. First of all,
yeah,
who won the trade?
For me, it's easy. It's the Seahawks. And you're gonna think I'm crazy and stuff.
No. Let's hear it. Why? Why is that?
Why? It's just that. What they got back was a ton. They got a huge haul, and they aren't going to win this year. So it makes sense to get Russell Wilson out. And for the Broncos, what are they really getting? Like they're getting that elite QB, which is a step, obviously, but they're still behind. They're still less talented than the Chargers, the Raiders, and the Chiefs, and that's just their division. I think they're still maybe over the Raiders, but that's really
okay. So it would have been smarter for the Broncos to not give away those draft picks and just try to rebuild or something.
I'm not saying it would be smarter. Nothing's going to happen with that, really. Like, maybe this is the best move for them, but I don't think anything's going to surmount that.
Nothing's really going to... You're saying nothing's really going to...
They screwed themselves over, right? Because they screwed themselves over because they don't have any cap room, really. So, like, they don't... Russell doesn't have the best of weapons now. The defense is kind of overrated. They really made a really bad decision last offseason when they decided to... last NFL draft. When they decided to pick Patrick Surtain and not Micah Parsons.
Okay, so are they a playoff team?
Are they a playoff team? I don't even know. I mean, like pencil in Ravens, Bengals, a team from the AFC South, probably the Titans again, the Bills, the Chiefs,
Chargers.
The Chargers are ahead of them. I would say even I don't know about the Patriots. I don't really know. They're having a lot of losses.
The Dolphins are going to be your favorite, the Bengals.
Them. So that's already two teams from the AFC North, two teams from the AFC West, and one team from the AFC South. That's already. So even if they make it, they're going to be like a 6 seed. Like wow, like that's not that great.
So
that's like fringe.
So this might have been the best move they could do, but still they're kind of screwed.
But they're kind of screwed for this year. I would have maybe full out shredded. Maybe that's not like the best for business, and maybe they should have done this years ago, and they kind of shot themselves in the foot by not doing this earlier, and they're kind of in a really, really, really shitty position. But regardless, it's not going to help. They're not going to win this year.
But I guess the only thing is, if you're a Seahawks fan, you just better get ready for a crappy season.
Right, but that was going to happen with Russell or without Russ. All I'm saying is you got a top 10 pick, which is huge. This is a good draft to have.
Well, they got 2 first round picks, right?
But the other one's probably not going to be top 10. I don't think the Broncos are that bad, but they got a top 10 pick, which is awesome. Drew Lock, which is not a bad. I would start Drew Lock this year. He's not that bad of a guy dude.
Could Denver have built around him though?
What?
Could Denver have just kept him and built around him?
I mean, I don't know if he's the future of the answer, but in the second location, you never know. I think it was kind of burnt out in Denver. I don't think it would work. I think that ship sailed. They kind of bailed on him by signing Teddy Bridgewater. It didn't look like it would happen in Denver, but I think his swag in Seattle, it can work. Him and Pete Carroll seems like a good fit. I like it. Also, right, for Seattle, definitely the right move. Yeah. Right, you get another top 10 pick. Yeah, and for Denver, there's nothing really.
Okay, so shouldn't get too hyped about Denver then. Okay.
Right, I mean, it's awesome. And it looks like, well, the Rams did it and the Buccaneers did it with Brady and Matthew Stafford. But no, those are different situations.
Why is that?
The NFC is a lot more vulnerable. It's a lot easier to win.
Okay, is Russell Wilson on the decline?
That was the last thing I was going to say. Also, yeah, who said Russell Wilson's even going to be that good? He didn't have that good of a season this year. He's treading down right now.
He's trending down.
He's not that old, so it could just be like a fluke.
But he shouldn't be trending down, though, because he's not that old.
But he's been injured a lot recently. So, all right, with injuries, he might just
isn't this the same thing that happened with Stafford? He was on the Lions forever, right? And then he goes to the Rams.
Right.
So it's the same thing. This guy was on the Seahawks forever.
Right.
He even has a ring, dude.
Because Stafford didn't do shit with the Lions.
Right, and
he to Russ.
What? So Russ
won a ring.
He's out of juice. Like,
I mean, no more. I think there's no like revival or anything.
Why not?
Maybe there is a slight revival. I just don't. I don't see it being enough.
Obviously, the Broncos are ranking on it.
The division's not happening. I mean, I would bank on it also if I was a GM, most likely, because it's like if I would have.
Okay, so who do we got in the AFC West?
They tried the rebuild and it failed.
Okay, who we got in the AFC West? You got
Chargers.
Okay, so we got Justin
Chargers
Herbert.
Are just more talented.
Okay, we got Justin Herbert, Derek Carr. He could be Derek Carr.
Derek Carr is awesome, and with the right pieces around him, he can be better than Russ.
Well, if I was the Raiders, I'd go for a new QB. But
who can they get really? There's no one left. Like Jimmy G's not better. I guess. Who else can they get?
Okay, I mean,
in a world where there's a Brady available, like I'd welcome Brady, but fine. But
yeah, okay, no. And then so then we got Mahomes.
Which they're not getting past.
They got no chance. Okay.
No chance. Unless like Eric Bieniemy implodes the whole thing, he's back.
Oh yeah.
All right. I don't know.
I don't think so. I mean,
yeah, but yeah.
I don't think the Chiefs are gonna fuck up 2 years in a row, but you know.
I don't know. The point is, well, it would be 3 years, but whatever it is, they're not winning their division, and they're probably not even getting like the top wild card spot. They're gonna be low there.
Okay, so at best they got knocked out second round.
Most likely, yeah. They're not sorry. Chiefs, Bills, Ravens, no chance. They're not beating any of those teams. So maybe they get a Titans in the first round, and they get lucky. But sorry, once it gets to round 2, it's over. And then we can talk about it in our podcast in January. And I'll say I'm wrong, but I just don't think I'll be wrong.
Right, I know. I agree with you. At first glance, it doesn't look like they can compete at all with the top dogs in the AFC. I don't even like. It's
like Brady got in there and it was like. It was really vulnerable. It was wide open. Breeze was getting older and more injured, and Aaron Rodgers did not seem like that big of a deal. He was beatable. The Niners still had Jimmy G as their quarterback. It wasn't like they were like a superpower. There was nothing in the NFC that was like you can't get past them. But in the AFC, there's at least 3-4 teams that are like that. So
okay, so where in the AFC they're kind of like mid tier basically.
They're like 5-6.
Okay, so 4. They're better than the crap. You know,
okay. They're good. They're just not elite. So
could they compete with the Colts?
Yeah, for sure. They can compete with the Colts, Titans, yes, but they can't compete with the Ravens, Bills, and Chiefs. The top dogs. That's all I'm saying. Speaking of quarterbacks, yeah, we'll go in this direction. Lamar, he has a contract coming up, and this has been it seems like a very tense thing where it's like, why is he not signing his extension already? What is taking him so long? I just want to explain why it's not a big deal. Just chill out. Everyone chill out. He's going nowhere. And just because he didn't sign yet, it's not a big deal. It's not like, it isn't like, oh my gosh, he's not signing an extension. Okay, he wants to leave. That's not what's happening here. I'll just explain from Lamar's perspective why he's not signing. He wants to be in Baltimore for life. It's nothing to do with that. It's just, A, he's his own agent. So it's very difficult to be working on that right now. B, just think about it. Like he wants free agency. If he signs now, he's sucking out the entire team's cap space. Why would he ever do that? If he's going to do it at all before last minute, he would do it like right before the season. Also, this is a really bad time for him to sign anyway, because you might as well wait a year when you're fully healthy and being really good again, and you'll probably make more money than coming right off an injury. I just think it's a bad time for him to sign anyway. So I think he would wait till next season at the earliest, or at the right, or just it just wouldn't make sense to sign now. You want the free agents, you want the cap for your team because he wants to win.
I'm putting this down right now. Your predictions for the 2023 Super Bowl is Ravens Packers.
I don't know. I didn't say anything about Super Bowl, but yeah, sure, Ravens Packers for sure right now. Lamar went on LeBron's talk show and he said that he needs to prove. Hold
up, wait. LeBron has a talk show?
He has a podcast. He has a podcast, yeah.
I mean, everyone has a podcast.
He's in competition with us. He's in competition with us.
Who doesn't have a podcast?
He's in competition with us, unfortunately.
Like, who is...
Whatever, we're better than him. He's overrated. But basically, on his podcast...
He does it like solo or he has guests?
No, he has guests, of course. Okay. Lamar was on it. That was this whole thing.
Basically,
to prove that... He said that there's still racism in the NFL, and he wants to bash the narrative that an NFL black quarterback can't win a Super Bowl. And he wants to do it. This is the year.
Hold up. Russell Wilson.
He was like the one who did it. I mean, Mahomes also.
What narrative? There's no narrative.
Yeah, it's BS.
There's no narrative that a black quarterback can't win the Super Bowl.
It's been a thing. It's a BS narrative.
I mean,
it is.
Brady happened to be white, and he is the GOAT, but it's not like a question of race, right. Man.
It's a stupid theory, because like Michael.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's BS, I know. And it's stupid. But yeah, I don't know.
White men can't jump, bro.
Yep. They're making a remake. Jack Harlow starring. He's starring.
That's great casting.
I know, Jack Harlow's awesome.
That's great casting.
Yep.
Larry Bird can't jump. You know, actually in Tom Brady's like on his rookie like assessment, it said like, you know, he can't run, like no strength. Like,
he actually couldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, the combine, by the way, we have got to talk about it also.
But that's what I love about athletes like that, is that like physically they're not the best, but like mentally, like they're the shit. Like Larry Bird mentally is like the shit when it comes to basketball. But
right.
No, he's not like Michael Jordan or whatever, but the shit.
But dude, I feel like you make a Larry Bird reference every single week.
Oh, it's not on purpose, man. The reason is because okay, the reason is because I read this like 400-page book about Larry and Magic. Okay. So like whenever like I think about basketball, I'm just thinking.
We weren't even talking about basketball. It was like Mac Jones, and you're like Larry Bird.
No, I just drew some parallels between him and Larry Bird, dude.
All right, of course.
And I drew some parallels between Tom Brady and Larry Bird. I think it's a common theme you find. Whatever. I don't know, man. Okay. Maybe I'm just. I'm just a dumb white dude obsessed with Larry Bird.
Keep it going. It's fun.
No, I mean, I don't know. I can rant about Magic also.
I'm a dumb white.
Rant about Magic Johnson.
And I'm a dumb white dude obsessed with Kanye. It's things. But yeah.
Oh wait, Team Kanye or Team Pete?
That's such a stupid question. Of course, Team Kanye.
Team Kanye?
Yeah, we went over this. We broke this down.
But you know most people are Team Pete now, right?
Well, most people can go fuck themselves. when Kanye and Kanye and AB are buying the Broncos, then they're Super Bowl contenders.
Yeah, I can rant about black players I love also. I can rant about Magic.
Right, I don't care you rant about.
Actually, Magic and Larry are very similar. They're like similar but different. That's what's so great about them.
That's right, exactly.
But
right. Speaking of the combine, which you mentioned a bit, it was the weirdest combine ever. The freakish athletes, like the 40-yard dash.
First of all,
was historic.
Sorry, did you see the kicker who did an 80-yard punt? Actually, perfect punt. This kicker, I shit you not, dude. He's from like the 20 and he kicks it right in front of the end zone. Perfect 80-yard punt.
Like, dude, the speed in that combine was like record breaking. It was crazy. The Olave, the wide receiver from Ohio State, his stock went way up. He's probably gonna go top 5 now. It was a freakishly fast combine. There was like a whole thing going on because the Cincinnati's quarterback, Desmond Riddler, Riddler, something like that.
The Riddler, dude. Your head's still stuck in Batman, dude.
Of course, it's such a sick movie. But we'll get
that movie was like there's
we'll get back maybe. But basically,
that movie's a tricky one, dude. That's a tricky one.
Riddler. Ryder, Desmond. I don't know. Desmond from Cincinnati. I don't know his last name. Oh, let's just call him Riddler. Call
him the Riddler.
Desmond. He ran a really, really fast 40-yard dash, like twice the speed of Mahomes. And like, Mahomes was like tweeting about it, like, man, you dogging me. And it was like really funny. It was like a whole thing. And like Brady was like has like memes and stuff. Yeah, it was a whole thing. It was like a huge thing on Twitter. It was funny. But yeah, the comment is crazy. There was like a 340-pound defensive tackle who like ran like a really fast 40. Jordan Davis. Yeah, it was a crazy, crazy day. Also, one of the biggest surprises was Malik Willis was like an extremely smart quarterback. He did really good on the smart test. What's it called? The smart cat. Wonderlic? No,
I forgot the name.
I don't know. One of these, the smart test, he did really well on it, and his stock went way up. And he's a freakish athlete, and he's really smart. So his stock probably went way up. If he went to the Falcons, that'd be really cool. It would be like Michael Vick, but again, it would be cool. That's really all I want to say about the combine. What were you saying about the Batman?
The Batman? Oh, I'm just saying that I feel like that movie has like so many aspects to it. It's hard for me to just like. I feel like there was good stuff and there's bad stuff. I don't feel like some movies are just like, okay, that was like good, okay, good, like whatever, all around. Like this is not an all around movie. I feel like there's some stuff that were good, some stuff that I didn't like, and then there's the ending which is just loaded with, the ending is like super ambiguous and it's loaded with so many different stuff. So this movie's like a little complicated one for me. So I feel like it was like both good and bad, as opposed to just being okay.
Right, there's a lot of like sick eye candy and sick awesomeness. Like all scenes.
First of all, I just gotta say
looked awesome, but like the inner meaning was a bit controversial.
Yeah, it was like also was just not clear at the end with the whole thing. But first of all, the visuals, like the aesthetic, I'm telling you, that was fucking amazing. It was like Gotham City, it was just pulled out of a comic book on screen. I thought it was amazing. I loved the Pattinson's vibe as Batman. Like when he was wearing the suit, he had a great Batman vibe. I mean, the whole psychology and inner message thing is like a little weird. He didn't really have a Bruce Wayne character. Again, these are all very hot topics. We can debate for hours with the true Batman fans who know. And then you got the guys who are like, yeah, the Batman, it's better than the Dark Knight. Also, I want to say this right now. It's not fucking better than the Dark Knight. Like, there's no fucking way. I know. I even, in my personal opinion, I think Batman Begins is even better than the Batman. And Christian Bale and Heath Ledger are still goated, in my opinion. But this film has like just a lot of things going on. A lot of stuff I like and stuff I didn't like. I feel like even hard to like rate the film. It's just like it's like in some areas it's like amazing, in some areas I don't like it. I also agree with what you said that I think Pattinson's Batman could have used more development.
Like a 7.
The thing is, Pattinson's Batman, right? He's different from other versions we've seen. This we talked about. And if you'd have more development as to why he's different, maybe I'd be able to appreciate that. But he doesn't have so much development, so I feel like he's missing some of the characteristics that I define as like the core of Batman. Mm-hmm. If you've been more developed as to why that is and why this Batman's different and something, but it wasn't very developed. So the mindset I'm doing is like, okay, this is Batman. And then it's these unclear messages about fighting crime, vengeance, and all these things, and it was just very unclear. In my view, Batman is this guy who's like, he's doing good things, but it's stitched together by all this darkness and all this trauma in his head. Like all these dark things he's doing, it's like two sides of the same coin. One side is justice, one side is vengeance. And this darkness is being pointed, this darkness that he has from his parents' death is being pointed at criminals. And it's sort of like, at the end of this film, it's just like, oh, like Batman's like, just turns into like Superman. And, again, this is, controversial take, but, I feel like at the end of this film, he kind of just loses that like Batman darkness. But at the end of the film, when he says, I no longer need vengeance, I should be like a beacon to the people. And so I don't know, I just feel like and also like the movie just wasn't really about, I mean, it was about Batman, but it was just Batman like running around, like following the Riddler's tail.
Right, it was weird. He was like second fiddle in his own movie, and he was like kind of like downcasted a lot.
Yeah.
I'm just pissed that Joaquin Phoenix isn't in this universe. Him and Pattinson would have been awesome.
Yeah, that doesn't really work out, but it would have been cool.
If you want to make like a feeling universe and like have them together.
Yeah, but okay, so yeah, again, but I love the visuals. I didn't give a shit. I didn't think Catwoman was done well at all. But Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they did Gordon dirty. Like, they didn't even give him a big role. He should get a big role because Commissioner Gordon is like a big character in Batman. But, yeah. Well, yeah, anyway. Well, this is the film everyone's talking about, so I think it made like 130 mil at box office opening.
Yeah, it made a ton.
Yeah. Not as much as No Way Home, but it's up there. But, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so next on the quarterback carousel would probably be Jimmy G. He's probably the next guy to fall, and the Niners are gonna get a ton for him, being that like all these like the Commanders are gonna be desperate for a quarterback, and they're not getting a free agent to sign there because they're such an undesired destination. There's nothing going for them there, so they're gonna have to give up a ton. I'm sure the Niners can get a first for Jimmy G now because from the Commanders. I think
you think so.
The Saints are going to be in the mix. The Steelers for sure. They were prepared to give up a ton for Aaron Rodgers. So I think Jimmy G. The Niners could get a ton. That's going to be exciting.
Yeah, I'll have to see. Some other free agents that I was thinking. I mean, you think the Patriots should work at all with J.C. Jackson or no?
No, let him go. He's not going.
He's replaceable.
He's not coming back.
Is he replaceable?
All corners are replaceable. The corner position is really nothing. Just get a guy in the draft, like third round, who can get picks.
I hope Belichick does a good draft.
It's too hard to draft in the secondary nowadays. It's just. I mean,
they got to revamp the whole
with all the rules targeting.
I think they should. They got to clean house on that defense and just get a bunch of young guys who are just ready to roll.
I guess. All right, true. But yeah, just saying, like, just playing cornerback right now. The elite corners are basically extinct. It's very hard to play corner right now, being all the new rules. And you want a corner who can get picks. Getting a corner who can play sick coverage isn't that valuable anymore because of all the rules targeting cornerbacks.
Right.
Now let's just talk about like the free agents. Like a bunch of them went off the board today because of the franchise tag, but just like the ones that are like going to be available. Just like a lot of big names like J.C. Jackson, cornerback. I can see him going to like the Jaguars maybe the Dolphins as well. Like a team with a lot of cap would go after him. You definitely not going back to the Patriots. Sorry, Patriots fans. Terron Armstead, a tackle. There's definitely a deep free agent cap.
Where do you think? What do you think is gonna happen to Amari Cooper?
Who? Amari Cooper?
Yeah.
Dolphins make a lot of sense. Maybe a lot of these guys might take discounts and just go to the Broncos to be with Russell Wilson. Like that could happen.
Okay, so so if Denver becomes stacked,
I don't know if they have the cap though.
Would you change what you said before?
Maybe still probably not because of
do they have the cap space to get one top tier receiver?
Because of how OP the top is. I don't know.
I guess, but I'm saying when it comes to playoffs and it's like you're 2 games away from the Super Bowl, and you have the talent, maybe you could pull it off.
Maybe. I don't know. The wide receiver class is extremely stacked, so maybe like one of them falls to them. Like you got like just a lot of like really like good ones. Like a lot of them went off the board today. Like Chris Godwin, Vontae Adams, Mike Williams. I think Allen Robinson also got tagged, but you still have like DJ Shark. You still have You still have Juju Smith-Schuster.
So would Denver have the cap space to get 2 top tier receivers?
I don't know. Maybe Gronk will take like a veteran discount because he already made his money. Maybe he'll just take a discount to win another ring.
Gronk's still playing?
That would be cool. Yeah, he's still playing.
Oh shit, I thought he retired.
And he's a free agent.
Fuck, I thought he retired, dude.
Maybe he goes back to New England. I'm kidding. No, never.
Yeah, no chance.
He's done there. Yeah. And then
this sucks as a Pats fan because the AFC is so stacked.
Yeah, you guys are nowhere near. Sorry, never happening. You guys had that little moment. Sorry.
Jesus.
Yeah. Right. Also, edge pass rushers, veteran pass rushers. There's a ton on the free agent market. So, like teams like the Ravens who are looking for one that works out very well for them. There'll be at least one. They'll just go for a discount just to win a chip. And Von Miller is available. Maybe I think he'll go back to the Broncos, just to like get another ring, be on that team. It's gonna be stacked.
All right, so they could stack up and possibly have something.
Yeah, we have a lot more to talk about, but that's all the time we have left, unfortunately. Subscribe to our YouTube, like this, comment how much it sucked.
Yeah, comment. We want to hear from you. Hit us up on Twitter. We're on TikTok. You email us fatnoodle222@gmail.com. Got anything to say? Yeah. All right. So peace out. Be back next time with the latest. And see ya.